All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are playing Timberborn. So, again, welcome back to Ivelios Gaming. You can call me Ivy. We are in Cycle 3, Day 7. We're going to try to make sure that we stop at the end of the drought. That's really where we want to get going. I've messed up a few times, but that's okay. I'm having a really good time playing this game. So, when we left off, we're set day 7 of the drought. I think we were technically on day 6, but I forgot to pause it. We know that we need haulers for this, so like that's something that we want to go to. But our main thing is, now that this is complete, like we're not gonna lose water. This is gonna be our next thing. We want to get these dams built just to keep water up here, but we're looking to try to have this be our outflow, and then we can get some power here, start working on industry. So that's our main thing. We need to get industry going so we can start doing some other things with this game. I think that's probably going to be the real changing point, the real change that we'll need to do so we can get this town center moved. And I think this will be a really good place. And then we can start looking at maybe doing some aqua farming. So we're in a real good position set up. So let's just go ahead and get into that. Let those little beaver boys go. Let's see what our priorities are. So that's a priority and this is a priority. I'm going to make this a higher priority now and move this one down just a little bit because yes, we need the power, but we also want to make sure that we do not lose this water up here. We don't want this to dry out. That's going to start setting us up for, we'll be able to easily pass through the drought seasons instead of trying to struggle on. And then I think bad water is still going to come into play, but if we can get this done next, that will be our next goal. Let's see, what do we have? Trying to look and see how we would, the easiest way to get there. You know, the easiest way to get there would probably be just to drop down here and put some stairs in. So let's look at that path and see what that looks like. We know we have some trees in the way. That's okay. We'll put a stair in here. And then we can just put a path in. And like that makes it a really easy thing for us to get to. So they can easily hit that. I'm thinking about some mods that I'd like to add. I know there is a mod that opens and closes these based on sensors, but that might be a little bit later on. And the next thing we wanted was haulers, right? So that's under town. So we got hauling post, logs and planks. I don't really know how the haulers work. Like, I know you have a hauling post. I don't know how often the beavers need to go back to the post when they're hauling things back and forth. But if we can get haulers, that's going to help speed up almost everything else that we do. So let's take a look. Before we do that, let's see. We had some... What kind of trees are these? Chestnut trees. Let's just see if those will grow. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try to put them in. We just have one forester, so yeah, I mean, he should just be planting trees, so I don't know. It's a lot, not that much. Well, we'll see. Build a large pile. We already had that. But I destroyed it because we weren't using it. It wasn't being helpful. We only have 19 log. So as part of the tutorial, we're just going to continue on with that. So we'll get there when we get there. Do want to just drag this up because that's kind of important. All right, so we are starting to get this to come across. Little beaver boys are happy. You know, that gives us an opening to this part. who knows? Who knows what we'll do with this area? You know, it's dry. We don't have to worry about any of that. You know, the water here, the bad water, just goes off the map. It'd be nice to have that mine, but on the other hand, you know, we can always, at some point, there's dynamite, so we can channel this off a different way. These two are the main things that we'll want to look at some point. And you know, I'm going to close these two, and I'm going to make these two wide open. And probably what makes sense is, even though we don't necessarily need it, we're going to put in a third so we can synchronize these, and then that makes it just that much easier. I know, it's not something necessary, but it's a quality of life thing. Alright, so we got our dams. Oh, we're starting to actually get some water finally flowing out. That took forever. Is that because... Oh, it's because we're finally slowing this water down. And now again, I'm questioning whether I really wanted dams or if I wanted it to get a little bit higher, and just like, if I put floodgates here, I could move them all the way up and then it just would never go out this way. Kind of like this pathing. I'm just sad that this is so fast, because I don't really want to make this my industrial zone. It starts getting too far from things like the mine and your scrap mill, so... Alright. So what's going on, beaver boys? Yep, getting that dam going. We'll up the priority on this just to get it out of the way. Cycle 3 is pretty good to be in this position. So yes, I have that paused. It's so bizarre that they brought all those up there. But now that that's full, they're bringing the berries back down here, so that's fine. We're still low on carrots. Like, I think I'm gonna bring one more in here. I think that makes the most sense. So we do have 2 jobs that are vacant, and that's fine. Not necessarily opposed to that. I kind of want to check and see which one it is. So it's a gatherer flag. Which one is it? This one. That's okay. You know, maybe we don't really need to gather there, and especially if we're going to change this over to farmland, so that's fine. And then we have a lumberjack flag. This one is fine as well because, well, we've run out of space. Or not run out of space, but we've run out of, you know, things to cut. So I'm just going to set these to pull up, pull up, pull up. We're going to remove this cutting zone. And then we're going to high prioritize those. There we go. Which means we don't need this anymore. We never did get those stairs, so we'll just get rid of those too. We don't need them. We don't need them. Then we can put another house in here, and then if we need it, that'd be fine. So now we should probably talk about what it means for aqua farming. So we have an aqua farm. It's going to be under food. So aquatic farmhouse, cattail roots, and spatter dye. 150 to unlock. It's like chump change. We have that. So let's go ahead and unlock that. So how big is that? Looks like it's 6. So those don't go in the water, but we want to make sure that we can get to it and get around to doing stuff. So it may make sense to put it like right here, and then we can have steps going down, and then they can just farm all of that. I did not notice that bad water contamination slows down the pumping speed but doesn't stop it. That's interesting. Alright, this dude has nothing to do. This is a lumberjack flag. And you have nothing within reach. So guess what? You're gone. We will use that space to put in another water tank. Alright, so back to aquatic farming. That also puts us at 0 vacancies, so that's good. Yeah, I think that's going to put us in a really good position for hauling posts. This might be a centralized location for that. It sounds like a good idea, so... I still don't know exactly how this works. So you can see what's red and what's green, and obviously getting green closer to town hall, town center. Further away, I guess that means, you know, that's a long haul. But I think that might be a good idea to build one in an area around here. I think we're gonna put it right here. That seems like a decent spot. We can talk about whether or not we need a farmhouse. You know, another farmhouse in here. We can start talking about like potatoes. So that might be good. An efficient farmhouse. You know, right there. It's not really taking up any usable space. It covers all of that area, and then we can just plant some potatoes and we can start making our way into potatoes. So potatoes can't really be eaten unless they've been grilled. So, you know, while we're planting them, that's fine. It's going to take 6 days before we get any potatoes. I am a little worried about whether or not we want to go there now, but it doesn't hurt to have them in. And then we can always talk about what it means for a grill. Not a bakery, not a grist mill, a grill. So that takes log. Doesn't take that many logs though. But you can see you get 4 potatoes out of 1 potato and 1/10 of a log. So maybe that'll be what we bring up here. And then we'll have to start talking about like a warehouse for, you know, actual food and what we want to do. And then once we get like really set, then we can start talking about what kind of big projects we'd like to take on. So we have the water coming through here. That's great. It doesn't really go through here, but it is really flowing through here now. You know, if we put up floodgates here, I know it'd be wasting resources, and floodgates here, make those all the way to the top, forces that water through here. But like I said, I still need this coming down through here, if only to keep this viable land. We got almost everything planted up. These farmers did a great job. What they're not going to do a great job at is harvesting. Because you can see all these here, but they were prioritized for planting. So, you know, they can only get so far if they're doing both. But now we'll have a second farmhouse over here, and they can work together. All right, 2 more logs and that dam will be done, and we will not be losing as much water, and that'll really help us in the drought. Like, there's no point in putting another pump because the storage we have is fine for that, and that's going to be kind of our next thing, is to talk about, well, if we want a bigger one, we need planks and gears. So now we need to start talking about how we get to planks and gears. Man, that's still running really fast through there. That's all right. Floodgates. Let's see. We have priorities. That's a top priority. Those are top priorities. Those are just medium priorities. So that's going to be, I think, our next one. We really want to make sure we cannot be blasted with this bad tide. Oh, good. We got rid of those. I thought he was building that. Guess not. Here we go. You bringing 2 or just 1? Is it right at bedtime? We got 2. No time to. Yeah, he's getting tired. Oh, the dandelions were out of range. Okay, well. Not anymore. So if we want to do anything down here, we have to build either farmer's hut or efficient farmhouse, is it called, or a forester. I don't know what I want to do with that yet. Let's see. Alright, so we have a drought approaching. It's going to be here in 3 days. We won't lose water here. We won't lose water here. We need logs here post haste. We have 5 beavers that aren't doing anything. Well, let's see. Put another log. And we can prioritize that lumberjack flag. So that'll get some people working. No goods in stock, nothing to do. Pause that, go somewhere else. Gatherer flag. We don't need this one, so we're gonna pause that one too. So now we have 7 beavers that don't have anything. How are our builders? We only have 4, but we're gonna get that hauling hut here shortly. Four more logs. 2 more logs. Got a guy coming. Are you gonna have time enough to build? Yes. Awesome. So no more water leaking out of here. No more water leaking out of here. All this will be full. All this will be full. All this will be full. It can't go anywhere because it's blocked. It won't go back this way. And that's blocked. That's blocked. So yeah, we are set up great for this drought. which means we'll continue to do water. We won't lose any while we're going. So yeah, I think now it's like we really need these trees growing. Like we've taken about as much as we can. We have 2 more days and we'll be able to start lumberjacking these. That'll be really good. Huh. They did not get to 1 tree. Oh, and he did it right when I mentioned it. Micromanaging him. Alright, so that'll take a while. 28 days, 40%. Some of these should be a little bit, so we'll get some harvesting in here. Oh, you can see these are growing and it's watered and healthy, so. And he's putting that, no, I thought he was putting that last one in. I think that's just our forester not having much to do. Alright. So that's good. Now we can actually get somebody up to there if we need to. We don't need to. It's not like absolutely critical. I do wish these were taken care of a little bit, but too far from a district. What is it? Nope, not anymore. Still too far. Well, let's put the path right there. Still saying too far. That's weird. Stairs aren't in. And that's why this hauling post isn't in, because we need stairs. For stairs, we need logs and planks. We're very short on logs, which means we're also short on planks. So, yeah, we're in a pickle until we get some more logs in. Which, we can halfway fix? Maybe. We need to do a cutting zone if we want to get into any of those. You know me, always liking to clean up behind myself, so there's no point cutting zones where there are trees or where there's a road. So and we still want to get these cleared out. Like, there is a lumberjack. There's just one. And we'll put that one, prioritize it. What's the priority on those? We don't really need those, so we'll deprioritize those. Hopefully something else will get built instead. We do still have 9 beavers that aren't doing anything, so we just prioritize a hauling post. And now we have a lot of things that are starting to be prioritized, so maybe we won't do. Could do a lumberjack flag here, now that we're starting to get some trees back in. I'm gonna do it on this side, only because it's dead, and that would be 2 spots that I don't really want to waste. We could put another small storage warehouse, put some more blueberries in it. Ooh, even better. We can split that. We can do that with carrots. We have carrot. I don't know where we have other carrots stored. Probably only in the farmhouse, and maybe that's why we haven't been. Yeah, we got 40 out of 50. Yeah. So that's why. We haven't been gathering our carrots because we did a piss poor job of managing our storage. Although, no, we had that warehouse there. Weird. Well, haulers, we'll fix that. Alright. Well, let's take a look. Yeah, we're blowing this back out, so we want to make sure it can't flow back out. So those are all top height. Good. The water flows. It's stopped here, like I just said. It stopped here, like I said, and it stopped. It will be stopped here. Ooh, that's a question. I've never noticed. It can go either way in these. Damn. There's not like a directional thing. Yikes. I was like, how is that still flowing? It's not. It's just full. Well, this kind of looks like a fish. Alright, I think now might be a good time to think about moving our city center and what that means. So those should be marked for cutting. They are. Alright, well, let's talk about that. Let's move this district. Do you not? Oh, that's full. Oh. Logs, planks. Nothing. Alright, well, we're not in a bad situation here. Yeah, the building lacks power. There we go. So we definitely need the water wheel for the tutorial. But I still can't get away from thinking this needs to be our industrial area. And just thinking about how we're gonna get power to it. This side makes sense. And we can put some water wheels here. I still think the best option is for this to be lower than everything else. Then that makes it flow out here. I'm a little scared of what that means for this area. We can't let that dry up, so you know, it's like, well, build a levee in some places. Water just can't ever go past that. Cool. In other places, we know we are gonna want water to go through it. So yeah, sometimes in a drought, there's not a whole lot you can do just because things are just kind of hanging out. You don't want to get too overdone. You don't want to you don't want to, like, you can see some of these are starting. No, that's watered and healthy. The potatoes were just bursting in when it's close to bedtime. he's injured. Let's see. What's wrong with him? So, beavers can get injured in factories. Let's see. Well-being. Medical bed. You know, he can rest. We can put a medical bed in. We were wondering what to put in here earlier with only one. Like, we could do 2 medical beds if we want it. Let's see. So we have 1 more bed. So we're gonna get 1 more baby. We have 8 beavers that don't have jobs. So if they don't have jobs, there's no point in continuing to build housing for them. So we're just gonna let this go. That's gonna help. That'll give like 3 jobs for that efficient farmhouse. The hauling post is gonna give a lot of jobs, so I'm not too worried about it, but even a builder's hut would help. We're just starved for lumber is really the problem, and we're gonna start getting out of that. Oh, I didn't prioritize. Get to work. That doesn't take anything to build, so let's get that going. And then we don't have haulers, so we just have some rubble. So that's a log. Here's another log, another log, another log. So there's 2 logs there. So they'll come and get those, but I don't think it counts to what we have in there. Really, we just need haulers. So here we go. We're still pumping water. It's the drought. We're in the dry season. We're still looking good. We have a lot of water around. We will lose some to evaporation, but we're playing on normal mode, so it's not going to be too deadly. It's going to be pretty forgiving. Now they're up. Let's talk about districts. So we're going to destroy that. That means everything's going to hate this. But we can put in new districts wherever we want. And you can see when we put this in, like, it immediately helps out everything. It immediately connects to everything. You can see everything that we have. That might be a good spot. I'm trying to think. We're gonna go. That's gonna be like, we're gonna need another district if we go that far down. So how much does this compass? Encompasses all that. Definitely encompasses all that. Like, we're getting further and further away, but I don't think it's gonna hurt us too much. So we're gonna put this one here for now. The good thing is we can move this any point in time, whenever we want. I still kind of want it centralized. I like it here. Well, let's see what that looks like. Because it doesn't cost us anything. Do like we did at the start of the game. Put our box around it. Go straight into there. Straight into there. That goes up. I mean, we're all the way where we need to be. yeah, it's red, but it's not ending, so I think I'm gonna go with that. We'll go with that for now. Talk about prioritizing the hauling post. Get that up. And now we can talk about like a grill. I'm still scared of the grill. I don't know that I want to do that just yet. You can see we only have 8 potatoes. So, and we still have plenty of berries. Carrots are coming in. They may come in faster once we get this built. So, and then that's high priority workplace. Obviously, we want people working the farms always. The water pump, high priority. So no matter what, those 2 things are going. And then we can start talking about, like, there's some really good modular ways that you can build some housing and stuff. That might be a good idea to do right here once we get these trees out of here. They are marked for cutting, they're just not doing it yet. As long as we have this up here, I think we just mark these for cutting as well. Trees do not cross roads when they're growing on their own. So like these are growing, they won't cross this road, but they would, if left alone, continue to fill this area up. All right, so we're starting to get some logs from our pine trees. That's good. We are close to getting some maple, which that's gonna, once the maple comes in, we're gonna be set for wood for a while. Once again, we don't need this anymore. So let's talk tapper shed. How much do we need for, so we got a tapper shack, it's 500. But it gets pine resin, maple syrup. You know, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for it. Don't spend it. It's going to take 12 days before we can get log, and then another 7 days before we can get resin. So that's 19 days for that. This one's 28 plus 12, so 40 days. So we have plenty of time. We don't need to jump into that just yet. They are still working on this. This is almost done. It just needs to be built. So they just need to go do their little beaver dance to it, and they'll be good. And then, you know, come morning, we're done. Like this is the end of this episode. So it was a little bit shorter because we forgot to stop at the end of the last one, but let's see. I'm gonna escape. Let's see. What's the button for UI? Keybind. Is that Control H? Yep. So we'll wait till the morning. Pause it. Or end it. That's a pretty good view. Take a screenshot of that. Maybe we'll use that for our next thumbnail. All right. Well, once again, thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching Ivy play. Ivy play Timberborn. Thanks for watching my little beaver boys, and we will catch you again. If you have any suggestions or tips or comments, you know, just throw a comment in. Let me know what you think about the channel, what you think about the game, and I will see you next time. Awesome. Thanks, everybody.